Hey guys, welcome back to another riff of the week at Pass the Guitar Live. My name is David Cordero, and in this series, we bring to you some of the classic and most iconic guitar riffs ever recorded. And in this video, we're gonna bring to you Come As You Are by Nirvana, the first riff I've ever learned on the guitar, and I bet this is the first riff many people learn on the guitar. It's perfect for beginners, but it's also awesome for any level player. Well, with no further ado, let's dive straight into the lesson. Zoom in! First of all, let's go over a disclaimer. If you want to play with Nirvana, you're gonna have to tune your guitar down one whole step. What does that mean? Well, you're going to bring your 6th string down to a D. You're going to bring your 5th string down to G. Your 4th string down to C. Your 3rd string down to F. Your 2nd string down to A. And your 1st string down to D. And then you're going to have D, A, F, C, G, and D. But for this video, I am playing in standard tuning. E, B, G, D, A, E. Now let's take a look at the notes. Well, look at it. First thing I want you guys to observe there is that our notes are all on the 6th and on the 5th string. And how do I know that? Well, the bottom lines on the tabs are the lowest string. So the bottom one is the 6th string, and then you count reverse 5th, 4th, 3rd, 2nd, and 1st. So you only see notes written here on the 6th and on the 5th string. The other thing that I want you to notice is that we only see numbers such as 0, 1, and 2, which means that we're going to be playing over on the 1st and 2nd fret and open. So I highly recommend you use your index for all of the notes on the 1st fret. You keep your 2nd finger, your middle finger, available to play the notes on the 2nd fret and just lift them open to play open strings for any of these 2 strings that we're going to be using. If you keep those things in mind, playing will be much easier for you and you will have better technique. Well, let's take a look at the first 3 notes we have. Those are pickup notes. Pickup means that we're going to play them right before we say 1 for the following measure. And in this case, these 3 pickup notes are played only when we begin. After we play them, we no longer go back to them because we enter this 2-bar phrase loop. And then in there, we're going to stay. So let's go over these notes one by one. First of all, the first 3, the pickup notes. We start with 2 strikes on the 6th string open. And then 1st fret on the 6th string. That's it. From that point on, we're going to move inside the first measure of the 2-bar phrase, which the first note is the 2nd fret on the 6th string. Notice that I'm using my 2nd finger for that. And after that, we're going to go and bounce between the 5th string open and the 2nd fret on the 6th string a couple times. So we're going to go to 5th string open, then back to the 6th string on the 2nd fret. And just notice that I didn't even lift my finger. If you arch well here, you don't have to lift that finger. After that, we go back to the 5th string open. And then we head back again to the 6th string 2nd fret. And we're going to play the reverse movement that we had done in the beginning. We're going to play that 2nd fret 2 times. And end that measure with the 1st fret on the 6th string. And then after that, we head into the 2nd measure where we're going to play the 6th string open and the 2nd fret on the 5th string this time. back to the 6th string open 2 times, and then we head over to the 2nd fret on the 5th string, and those 3 notes are gonna lead us back into the beginning of the first measure of this loop, which is 5th string 2nd fret, 6th string open, 6th string 1st fret, and then that leads back into the first note of the second measure, of the first measure, I apologize. And notice that we do not play those pickup notes anymore. So go back to the 2nd fret on the 6th string, and we repeat the whole thing again. Open string 5th, back to the 2nd fret on the 6th string, back to the 5th string open, and then we're gonna play the 2nd fret on the 6th string 2 times, and reverse movement back to the 1st fret on the 6th string, and leading into the second measure. First note is the 6th string open, and then we go to the 2nd fret on the 5th string, back to the 6th string open 2 times, and then the last 3 notes are the 5th string on the 2nd fret, and the 6th string open, 6th string 1st fret. And if you decide to repeat this thing again, you go back to that first measure of the loop. And now that we know the notes, let's take a look at the rhythm and see how we're actually going to play this. As you noticed, we do have a lot of 8th notes here with only 2 exceptions. We have a quarter note on the first beat of the first measure, and we have 2 8th notes tied on the end of the second beat of the second measure to the third beat of that measure. And those 2 notes are going to be the only notes that we're going to hold for a bit longer. In this case, for 1 beat. All of the other notes, we're going to hold for only half a beat because there's 8 notes. So starting with the pickups, and the pickups happen on and 4 and, so you're going to count 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Those are the first 3 notes. Heading to the first measure, we get to play the first note, which is the 2nd fret on the 6th string, as a quarter note. 1, and then the rest of the notes on that measure are all 8th notes, are all equal, half a size of a beat. So 2 and 3 and 4 and. So one more time, starting from the first note, which is a quarter note. 1, 2 and 3 and 4 and then now we head into the second measure, where we play 4 8th notes in a row, but the last one is going to be held for a duration of 1 beat. When we say 2 and 3, we're not going to play anything on 3, and we play the last 3 notes on and 4 and. So it would sound like this: 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So notice that on 3, all I did was let that last note, which was the 6th string open, ring. So one more time. 1 and 2 and hold and 4 and then you go back to 1. Now let's put the whole phrase together, repeating this loop once and playing the pickups, obviously only in the beginning. Here we go. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 first measure. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and hold and 4 and 1. And that's a wrap for this tutorial. I hope you enjoyed, but don't forget to hit that subscribe button and click on that bell and like this video. Your support is highly appreciated. My name is David Cordero, and this has been Riff of the Week with Come As You Are by Nirvana.